watch now, and if you don't hear the challenge, otherwise I won't get your attention.
Good morning, Madam Chairman, Honorable Committee. I've modified my testimony this morning to make sure that I meet your guideline.
Thank you.
Looks like I'm doing well. For the record, my name is Richard Van Wickler. I'm a lifelong resident of New Hampshire. I've been in law enforcement for 32 years. The last 26 years, I've been the superintendent of the Cheshire County Department of Corrections in Keene, New Hampshire. I'm here to speak in support of House Bill 455 and to abolish the death penalty. In the United States, the reasons that are cited in favor of the death penalty by advocates are retribution, deterrence, and incapacitation. As we consider each of these, it ought to be done responsibly through the eyes of objectivity and in the absence of emotion. Every time I testify before something like this, there's a lot of emotion, and it really should be absent from lawmakers. It should hail our morality and highlight due process and a mature, responsible means of punishment. I've testified several times before committees of the House and Senate of this great state in opposition to the death penalty. My career in the state has demanded of me to be a subject matter expert on American corrections. I'm confident in my recommendation to each of you and to our governor to abolish the death penalty in our state. It's the right thing to do. Years ago, a member of the Senate subcommittee said to me after my testimony, "You are aware that as a corrections professional, you are a member of a protected class for which the death penalty exists." And I said, "Yes, I'm aware of that." He said, "Aren't you concerned that if this penalty did not exist, that you and your staff face a greater likelihood of being killed on duty?" And my response was, there's never been an offender anywhere who's harmed his captor because he was being treated humanely in accordance with basic human rights. Further, my professional life should have no more retribution value than your non-law enforcement family members. There's no one universal truth among all people. The issue of whether or not the death penalty has been appropriate justice depends entirely upon one's personal frame of reference. Certainly one's frame of reference will be influenced by their connection with the victim, the perpetrator, or their particular cloak of politics. The fact is true that the moral and monetary loss to society that the death penalty delivers is significantly greater than the benefit to society or any one individual. I've experienced the pendulum swing of personal feelings about the issue of the death penalty. In my career, I can tell you that I know what incarceration is like. I know that life in prison is not fun. You constantly have to look over your shoulder for somebody attempting to harm you. You have to sleep in uncomfortable situations. You can't control what you watch on TV. Your life is miserable. And everybody in this room has a different truth about what happens after death. But here's the only thing we know about death. We're all going to get there. But we don't know what it's like after we get there. Well, when it comes to punishment, I want to know that I am delivering punishment, not setting somebody free too early, without the possibility of revoking that punishment. That's my truth. One thing is for certain. The death penalty is state-sanctioned homicide. The other thing that is for certain is that New Hampshire can live without the death penalty. Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'll submit my lengthy testimony to your committee.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Would you be willing to take a question?
Sure.
Senator French.
Madam Chair, thank you. I just wanted to clarify something in my mind. I hear oftentimes that to some people, being in prison is just like being at summer camp. Is that true?
No. I would challenge anybody to go to any jail circumstances and stay there for any length of time and come out and say that it's any fun. When you talk to an offender who has no life to speak of, no career skill sets, they're institutionalized because they've been there as a juvenile and then into adulthood, what are they supposed to say? Are they supposed to tell you how miserable it is and what a failure they are? They'll tell you it's a vacation. It's not a vacation. They hate it. Nobody wants to go to jail. Those are all fictional stories. And, you know, so many laws are based on this information. This is another one. Your frame of reference about who goes to jail and what it's like is very different from people that go there, I can assure you. Because you're not a criminal thinker. And neither am I. But I have 32 years. I'm doing life on the installment plan. I talk to inmates. I talk to addicts. I know what it's like. I know the conditions of confinement. And I will not make it any more comfortable than what I'm required to do by the standards of the American Correctional Association in honor of the taxpayers and the constituency. They're being punished. Their punishment is a lack of liberty and a life of discomfort, but certainly not corporal punishment. We left that hundreds of years ago because we claim to be a humane society. That's what we claim to be. But yet, the death penalty is the only thing where we actually perpetrate the crime that on the offender that the offender committed. We don't do that with any other crime. We don't steal from people who steal. We don't rape people who rape. We just kill people who kill and seem to be okay with that. And it just doesn't make any sense. And as far as the emotions of the state of New Hampshire, look at the history of New Hampshire like you've been challenged to do. You've had white people kill police officers and get life without the possibility of parole. We don't talk about that. We just talk about how we have to kill people who are currently there.
Any further questions? Senator Lake.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for your testimony. Do you find that the inmates have an opportunity or take advantage of an opportunity for redemption?
Of course. Inmates are manipulative. They will seize every opportunity that they can to beat the system, to get out early. And we certainly don't have the time to talk about how I feel about drug courts and addictions and what goes on in the mind of an offender. To spend time with a mental health clinician who's trained in forensics and talk with them about how offenders feel, about their frame of reference of what got them there and their position on redemption. It's a discussion, Madam Senator, that can go on for a very long time, but most offenders are manipulated, not all of them. Most offenders are looking to get out from under a serious situation, but there have been over 200 studies on this particular issue. There's no deterrent effect specifically or generally. It's just not. It doesn't exist. And people yet sit here today and tell you that it's a deterrent. Well, where does that come from? It doesn't come from any science or study. You know where it comes from? It comes from you won't kill somebody because you might get killed for doing it. That's where it comes from. Well, you're not a criminal thinker. You're not a criminal person. That's what I mean about the frame of reference. It's different.
I just want to rephrase what I had asked.
I'm sorry.
So when I talk about redemption, to reflect on what they've done,
Right.
to look for forgiveness, to focus on acts of kindness and betterment rather than.
I see.
That's what I'm wondering about.
Your question is, in my experience, have I seen people do that? Yes, I have. I have seen people reflect.
Thank you.
Seeing no further questions, thank you very much for your
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Thank you, Honorable Chair.